you have a message worth sharing, and I want to show you how you can get that out into the world in this video. I believe you also have a mission to leave a legacy, because otherwise you might not be watching my content. And I want to show you how YouTube and social media can be more meaningful, more purposeful, and less shallow. Because let's face it, the whole world is selling a course, selling a coaching program, selling a product, and it's sell, 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 sell. We don't resonate with that because it has no meaning, it has no purpose. I believe that the world is struggling because we see so much of this bro marketing. And actually what we want to do is we want to create a connection, and we want to create some form of sense and meaning out of this world. Now, I know it sounds a bit deep, it might sound even a little bit more woo-woo from you, but you know what? You guys have been accepting of that type of content from me, so I want to share the thoughts and the feelings that I've got right now around this. It also shares with you one typical style of content that you need to have within your business and your brand, and that is connection content. We need to create a connection between me and you, or you and your audience, whoever you're trying to connect with. And we do that through creating conscious content. You'll have heard me talk about the term being a conscious communicator. And I want to dive into that today so that you can take exactly what I share here and have the same maybe aha and light bulb moment like I did only yesterday when I made the video about one take, no editing. And it was during that video and during that story that I had an epiphany and a bit of a light bulb moment. So I'll link up to that video around here so you can check that out. But today is this, and it's quite a heartfelt story. We'll go for, you know what, we'll go for the one take again and see how we go. And it's this. My dad died when I was 8 years old. He died of lung cancer. Him and my mum had separated. We'd moved to Runcorn in Cheshire. And people say to me, Stephen, especially yesterday, I'm just diving in a little bit now here. ADHD brain's gone off a little second because something's just dropped in my head, is that people don't need stories because we're too busy. We just want the information. It's story that brings people along. And I just needed to drop that in here. So back to my story. My dad died when I was 8 years old. Him and my mum had separated. He had lung cancer. He passed away. My mum then later on remarried. But the sad thing is, I don't know what he sounds like. I can't remember what my dad Frank sounds like. And me and my wife have had these conversations in the past about, oh, do you know what? I remember things that me and my dad did with me, like, you know, he lived a little bet on the horses, and I think he won £6 once when I was about 6 years old, and he took me to Woolworths and he bought me a toy car. Anybody as old as me will remember penny wheelers. It was literally a little car you'd pull back, and there was a little like gap in the back, and you put like a penny or a 2p in it, it'd do a wheelie and it'd wheel along, and you know, and they were great fun. We'd have hours of fun. They were called penny wheelers, and he spent his £6 winnings on this toy car from me from Woolworths. And I remember where we live, we could walk to Woolworths and then walk back, and you know what, some lovely memories, some great memories, but I can't remember what he sounds like, and that really, really, really saddens me. And then when my mum remarried, I was about 8.5, 9 years old, and she married George. And you'll have heard the stories if you've been watching my content about Big Daddy. He's up here, he's sat there on my wall, he's with me all the time, and the whole name of the angels dropping the name in the back of the car. If you haven't heard that story, I'll link up to the angel video around here as well, so you can dive into that, because it's a beautiful story and it does resonate with everything that I'm about. But also, I can remember what he sounds like. I have some like old 8mm film of him, and I can see him, but he's not saying anything, but I can still remember his voice because I was old enough to, and had him in my life long enough. He died when I was 24, 26, something like that. Where are we? 19 years he's gone. So I was about 26ish, 27, something like that. Memories throw you, don't they? Right, back in the room, Stephen. The reason I share this is this, okay? I don't want my children to not remember what I sound like. And I know that they have on their phones videos of me, being silly. And there'll be videos of me all over social media about creating content and this, that, and the other. But I've decided to make these videos, not every one of them, but some of them. And I think you could maybe just take this light bulb moment with me and say, Stephen, I can do that too, and what a lovely feeling and thought that you've had, because I want to make these videos to my children. Some of my videos, like this one right now, is I want my children to remember that I am making a difference in the world, that I am creating a connection with the people on the other side of this camera. That, you know what, whilst I am quite introverted, believe it or not, the camera is my friend. There's no one else in here. I'm just talking to myself on a little screen above the camera lens. And I can look into the depth of this camera lens, the darkness that's in there, and feel comfortable communicating with it. And I think if a lot of people are out there right now, and even my children, once they've stopped dancing around to TikToks, and especially my youngest daughter dancing around to TikToks, and my eldest daughter doing her makeup videos, I believe at some point they will go on a journey, and I don't want them to be afraid of the changes that they will need to make. It's evolution, it's the cycle and circle of life, if you will, that will go through certain things. Did I think many years ago that I would be sat here in front of a little camera in my 9x9 office, making videos to people that I've never met before in my life, sharing things about who I am and what I do and how I help people? Because there'll be all those imposter syndrome things, which I think you guys will go through too. Like, why would anyone listen to me? I'm not good enough to share anything. And, they'll laugh at me and my voice is a bit weird and I look a bit odd. And what's this moody lighting you've got going on, Stephen? And all of these things that we will think about before we press the record button. And sometimes the hardest thing is actually just getting to this point because of all those thoughts and feelings that we've had before we've got to the camera. And my message today is very much, if you're not going to make the video for you, and you're not going to make the video to build your business and build a brand, why not capture who you are as a human being? Share how you can help somebody, but tell a story to your children, your grandchildren, your niece, your nephew, your cousin, people who might look you up in the future, and create this legacy around being a decent human being and giving back to the world. Because all I want my legacy to be is that I've been able to help people move from a place where it's tough, it's difficult, whether that be life, whether that be living, if you will, and bring them to a place where if I package my knowledge, my skills, my expertise in a way which I can do it through video, I can create a lifestyle business. And there are many people out here in the world who don't think they can do that. I get emails daily, I get comments on my posts. And yes, I've been doing this for a while now, so I have a process and a system and a way of helping people. But because we don't all know the steps, do we? We don't all know the steps, and that's okay not knowing the steps. But we need to know the first step. And the first step is going to be pressing record, putting yourself in front of a camera, whether it be this or whether it be your mobile phone, and just sharing something. That's step one. It's like driving the car. Going to the gym, we have to put the reps in. We can't just go to the gym once and say, hey, guess what? I've now got a six-pack and abs and I'm a legend and I can bench 300 pounds. No, you have to put the continuous practice in. It's like running the marathon. You have to practice and do the park runs. It's like just learning to draw. You have to get the pencil on the page. Just because we can speak doesn't mean we can make a good video. And I know that there's a lot of pressure on people to be able to press record, get on YouTube, everyone's doing it. Well, actually they're not. And there is a statistic that out of the 50 million YouTube channels that there are, apparently only 2 million ever get monetized. Well, I want to show you how to get monetized, and I've just figured it out for myself. Yes, there's lots of content on there, but I like to refer to the hero's journey, and I've shared it in another video, is that we all need a guide. We all need someone to take us on that journey. Because do you know what? Solopreneurship is a lonely, lonely space. So if you take nothing from this video today, it's firstly get a guide. Pluck up the courage to press record. Obviously, you can check out the description for my Courage Before Confidence training. And it's make videos. Make videos with a message to your family. Create a deeper connection between you and them. You can show them today, you can show them in 5 or 10 years time, or they can find them when you're gone. But you know what? Leave a lasting legacy. You have a mission, you have a message worth sharing. No matter what your love or your industry is, you have something that the world needs from you. So my action step for you today, even if you don't put it on YouTube, at least pluck up the courage to press record and share what you want your legacy to be, or what you would like your legacy to be, or identify something within you that you just want to share with the world and create that connection. Because the world, whilst COVID brought us together and created us communities and connection, it seems to be dissipating again, and I find sadness in that. And I don't want you to live a life where at the end of it, it's full of regret and you wish you'd made that video, you wish you pressed record, you wish you could just go for it and leave it in a private playlist for your children. And as I record this, we just got to 11:11, I see on the timer. So I know that the message I'm here to share with you is the right one. This isn't your typical, oh, this is how you create content, but it's a way that you can create depth and connection with your audience while also showing your people, your family, your loved ones, your children, your what they called relatives, that you did some good while you were here. And I think if we're being conscious communicators and conscious creators, and we want to create a legacy and build a business and a brand of good, the least we can do is share who we are and what we're about. So take care, much love. Watch those videos that I mentioned earlier, and I'll see you in the next one.